Goodness, he's taking me out to sea.
How can I help? I'll take it.
Every day of the week. I don't think there's any doubt, boys and girls, what we are doing on today's show. We're going after the unsung heroes of the water, and that is the white bass right there. I'm all hung up right now, so I'll just drop that down. I'm out here with Steve Matt with G3 Boats. We got a great new boat. We got some fun baits that we're fishing with, and we're catching these pigs right here, and we're going to introduce you or reintroduce you to the world of white bass fishing. You're going to like this show, so come along with us. Let's get in there and catch some more, Steve. Good job. Doubled up. You know, over the years, bass fishing has always been one of the most popular fish species to go after, and then crappies made a resurgence, and now even catfish. In fact, most all freshwater species are really popular now, and what gets overlooked is the white bass. Sure, we still catch some while we're fishing for other species, but really just how many of you out there target just white bass? Well, that's what today's show we're going to be doing today. We're down here with our good friend, Steve Matt. Come here, Steve. Steve is PR manager here at G3, and we're going to be on his home waters here. We're kind of midst between the Beaver Lake area, Table Rock area. We're going to go after some white bass, and you're going to help show these people that, my gosh, white bassing is fun, isn't it?
It is absolutely fun, and then it's fun for kids. It's not hard to do. When you find active schools of fish, they'll hit aggressively, and it's just a good time.
It is. It's going to be cast and blast today on the G3 Sportsman for white bass. So come along with us, and we may just convert you into a white bass fisherman today. These fish that we're catching today are, you could kind of say they're pre-spawn and post. So they're pre-spawn, spawning, and post-spawning. So we're kind of, I don't want to say in the middle, but we're kind of at the end.
That one was deeper, Scott. Right back.
Right over that little point there, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I see that one. I saw him when he flared over here by me. Normally white bass don't run in schools. I'd say they run in packs.
Right.
Got him lassoed good. Good quality fish too. Not real sure.
Well, they've been holding their eggs so long this year because of the weather.
It's a real nice, healthy fish right there, and they fight. It's one of the things in the reservoirs or whatnot that have the rivers and stuff feeding into them every spring. All the white bass will, I say all of them, most of them, they'll migrate up the rivers to spawn and whatnot. That's an excellent time for pre-spawn, spawn, and then even post-spawn, because post-spawn, then they're moving out. I had one hit while I was talking. They follow the same routes out. And it makes for a fun day, when you can catch a mess of fish, especially these white bass, because of just how hard they fight. There's one. Ready?
Yeah, between the dead tree and the cedar. Dead tree. Cedar, right in the middle.
That's old school market.
Yeah.
That's a good fish too.
So I always figure get control of the fish first, however you can. All right. How's that?
Now that was, you released that fish a heck of a lot better than I thought you were going to.
I got scared. I seen 5 dancing hooks.
Golly. Man, have I hooked one of those hybrids I was talking about? Goodness, he's taking me out to sea.
How can I help? I told you, you're never going to know for sure what you hook in here.
Oh, tell you what. What have I got? What have I got? I think that's just a big old, big old, big old. I just hooked him in about 2 hooks. He bit on one, and then I hooked him on one of the others. So I kind of brought him in like a skillet. We're using the schooling rigs, umbrella rigs, A-rigs, whatever with some, I'm just using some Berkeley baits here. Got a couple of ripple mullets on, ripple shads and some little gulp minnows on there. And they're just healthy fish. Just that's the, there's just so much power in these fish. They're just so much fun to catch. Lots of fun. You know, people catch white bass when they're fishing for other species, whether they're fishing for crappie or bass or whatever, but you know, you just, and there's no offense to all you white bass fishermen out there, because I know there's some of you out there, but you know, really they're just not targeting, saying, well, hey, we're going white bass fishing. And that's a shame at what you guys are really missing out on.
One.
Steve's got one up there right now. And see, I throw in there and I never even get a bite.
And actually they're hitting it pretty quick. Not long after it hits the water. Whoa.
Those are just good fish too.
Already, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
see what kind of bank we've got right here. That's, you know, most of you crappie guys or something would look at a similar type of bank, kind of sand or some little gravel or whatnot. And white bass, a lot of times in these rivers, they'll spawn in the same type. The one good thing about white bass, a lot of times they'll spawn in cooler water, so they can be the first things that come up and spawn. So when you get the old cabin fever and been in old hard winter like we've been having,
Oh, there's one.
kind of fun. Steve here's got another one.
Yeah, it's just a good way to start the summer, and kind of winter's over and it's just beautiful out here with, like I said before, you know, with all these trees blooming, and picking up a few fish on the end of the rod, it just makes it all that much better. Smaller male, but at least it's a fish. I'll take it.
There you go.
Good job.
Catch these fish on fairly light tackle. Boy, I mean, you've really got a tiger by the tail. And using these rigs that we're using, we have to use a little bigger test line. It's not for the fish, but just for getting hung up. You want to be able to get your rig off, because if you lose it, you don't just lose a bait. You lose 5 jig heads, 5 baits, and the bait itself. So you kind of got to protect your
There's one.
your investment. Seems like, Steve, I hook one, you hook one.
Yeah, you
It's coming
bring
in
me
two.
luck when you hook one.
I don't think we have a school of them. Like I said, I think we've got a pack. Another little male, isn't it?
Yeah. Some little males in here staging.
The boat we chose for today is the Talon 17 from G3. It's the graphics on this boat has really just stepped up its game. It's just a beautiful looking boat. It's full deck, extra wide out here. You can just see that what we've been fishing on. You know, 2 people can fish real easy off the front deck. Fully carpeted here on this boat, particular boat we're using. We've got the Yamaha 4-stroke 90, which is really just makes gas, one of the quietest engines that you can get anywhere on the market. For you guys that like to pan fish, whether you're crappie fishing, white bass fishing, or you're the weekend warrior bass fishing, this boat right here is equipped just for you guys. Lots of cool storage in this boat, a lot of amenities for a smaller boat, and I'll tell you, for the price, you won't find a better boat for the type of fishing that you're looking for, whether you fish in rivers or small lakes. The Talon 17 is the perfect boat, and that's the boat we chose today, and we really love this boat. We've got a lot of good compliments out of it over the past few months.
Oh, I may have to get my tool on that one. It's way down in there. Small surgery.
You know, those males that we're catching they're actually an average size white bass that most people would catch, you know, in most parts of the country. And speaking of most parts of the country, I mean, you can go, we've done white bass shows in Tennessee and Texas, Oklahoma, throughout the South and the Midwest. White bass are prevalent. And like I said, there's a lot of people that do fish for white bass, but just not like they would a lot of the other species. And you guys are really missing out. In between, you know, your crappie trips or your bass trips or catfishing or whatever. Tell you what, you try some of these white bass, and I guarantee you, you're gonna love catching them just as much as we do. So here in a bit, we're gonna be back with Steve Matt, see if we can land a few more of these whites here in the river. And in the meantime, we'll take us a little commercial break, and we'll see you here in just a little bit. And so when you come into these rivers or whatnot, you think, well, how are you going to find these fish? Well, we're using our Garmin's here. This is Echo 200. That's standard on this boat. And so we locate these fish. Now, some of these fish out here deep, we'll start fishing here and then work our way towards the bank. And some of these fish may be post-spawn fish, and some of these may be pre-spawn fish. And you can see what we've got in here. The main river channel's out here. It comes into a cut. And you've got another little place in here, and this would be something that you crappie guys would look for crappie fishing or whatever. And these whites are in here too. Good job, Steve. Right on cue, man.
He was right on the edge of that little sand drop. Or she, rather.
Another fat fish. And I mean just nice. Just fat as a butterball.
You also have 5 times the chances to hook yourself.
To get hooked. That's yeah, there's 5 times with everything.
Bye, baby. I'm gonna catch another one there. I feel like they're starting to push in there a little bit now.
But you know, any of your other reservoirs where you guys may live, or lakes, where there's, you know, long coves, creeks or rivers and whatnot, this time of year, and depending on where you are, you know, sometimes February, sometimes early as January, and through March, April, and even May, again, according to where you're at, when these white bass start running the rivers,
well, there's one. Oh, I missed it.
It's an ideal time to come in and catch these fish. And I'll say it like I've said it 1,000 times. If you don't like this, you're a hard person to please. Look at that. I'm telling you what. This doesn't get old right here.
Oh, oh gosh dang, I'm having trouble hooking them.
There you go. My crazy rig right there. There you go, boy. Get back in there. He put a number on my rig. I know you guys have all seen these and used them. This one's a little worse for wear. Got kind of tangled up, but we got, now here in Arkansas, we can use 5 hooks. And a lot of places where you can't use but 3 hooks or whatever, like in Missouri, of course we're in Arkansas, we would just put, you know, a dummy head on here with another bait to just give us the more profile of baits. But what we have in Arkansas where we can use 5 hooks, then that just gives us 2 more chances to hook a fish. So I've got a bait that's about to come off right there, so I'm gonna put another bait on there. In the meantime, I guarantee you Steve will catch one. Have you only got 4 hooks?
Yeah, I only got 4 lines, but it worked.
See, I told you. While I made it up, old Steve will get one.
It worked. Yeah, I lost one of my arms. Believe it or not. Off my bait.
Lost the whole arm?
Off my bait. Well, you know, they pull so darn hard after quite a few fish, they'll start weakening on you a little bit. But I haven't lost my pink bait yet, and that's the one they seem to be happiest with. That's a female.
Berkeley makes these little organizers right here. I think they're really neat. I've never have been one that has been real organized with them. I'd usually just have my baits laying around or whatever, but this really makes it nice with these individual bags now that you can put your baits in and power baits and whatnot. But some of the soft plastics, you know, some of the things that you can use, these are the little ripple shads right here. Any of the gulp baits are really good. You know, the gulp baits are good as far as scented baits or whatnot for them. The jig heads here, Gulp's got the new jig heads out in a variety of colors and sizes right here, and different presentations, whether you got swimming jigs or just vertical jigs or some that you would just want to bounce off the bottom. You can see the different colors. They've got real nice hooks in them and painted heads, and really you can catch a lot of fish on these and the paint not come out of them. Now I've just got like a circus look here. I've got some chartreuse head, there's white head, green head, and there's an orange head. We're going with a pearl and chartreuse. You just really need some you know, good colors on here, and that's something that you guys can experiment with. You know, you've heard us talk many times about crappie fishing. Change your color, change your bait. Same can be said for the white bass too. There he is, right there. I mean,
that was quick.
Right Steve, off this, I mean, yes sir.
Point?
I mean, tell you, I saw him when he hit.
Really?
Saw him come and hit it. Absolutely. We've drifted down a little ways. Golly, I'm gonna tell you what. That dude, I've got Eric's camera bag, quick release. Nice right there. Fat as a pig. That's over 2 pounds. This is the Abu Garcia Revo Rocket. That's 11 ball bearings. The reason why I really like it, and the reason why it's named Rocket, is because it's a 9-to-1 gear ratio. 9-to-1, the fastest reel in the industry. Now, I'm not having to really just burn this bait in order to get these fish to bite, but if I did, there wouldn't be a reel out here that's faster than this one. This thing is smooth as butter, cast a country mile. Golly, what a fat pig that is right there. Now, goodness gracious. Big old white right there. You know, in this day and time of tournament angling and popularity as a fish and everything, now who would have thought 15 years ago we'd have had crappie tournaments or even catfish tournaments? And of course, they've always had bass tournaments. And you know, there'll never be a tournament maybe for white bass or whatever. But I think today you can just see how catching white bass and stuff just made a couple old buzzards like me and Steve just as happy as we could be. So maybe we converted you over, you know, today to where you might go after these fun little fighters right here. If they were dinosaurs, I think they'd be velociraptors. But we had a good time, Steve. Really appreciate you, you know, catching all these fish and putting us on here and everything. We had a big time. Love the new G3 Talent 17.
Oh, the graphics are beautiful.
It's absolutely a wonderful boat, and couldn't be more happier with the boat for this type of fishing. It's perfect, isn't it?
It is.
But you know, it's all the time really we got for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, we'll be out there doing something just as fun as this next week, right here on the G3 Sportsman. And as always, thanks for watching. Put her back, we'll catch us another. Steve, good job, buddy. Twisted steel and sex appeal, them things right there.
There's 2. And you got a new one in you.
Here he is, an old middle-aged guy, and he's 12 years old again right now.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm 12 years old because my fish just got away, Dad.
Am I over you or under you?
No, you're over me. You're fine. You're over here, and
Yeah.
my fish is here.
So my fish went where you were, and your fish came where I
Exactly.
went.